Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Let's Warp Off with Kevin, and if you don't like it, you can go warp yourself. My name is Kevin, and today we'll be talking about one of my favorite characters from Enterprise, actually, which is Dr. Phlox. One of the reasons I think why I love him so much is that, while most of the human characters in Enterprise are actually, I think, very timid as far as getting out there, because it's all new to them. Phlox seems to be all for diving headfirst into new cultures. He's infinitely curious about everything, from their species, their religion, their cuisine, and he's willing to try anything once. He also seems very adept at noticing boundaries and knowing, when not to cross them, which is really very important in learning about new things about a culture, without offending them. Something other members of the crew in Enterprise don't seem to really do all that well. Because Archer and the other senior staff can be a little bit too gung-ho, and while I feel that even if DePaul was in charge, I feel like they wouldn't really do as much, they wouldn't make first contact with anybody, maybe. Phlox seems like he has that perfect balance, sort of curiosity, caution, and common sense that allows him to really mesh well with other cultures. Now, granted, Phlox was never really one of the first ones meeting potentially dangerous species, really, in the show. So he sort of had a filter on species he kind of interacted with, at least from what we saw. But between his actions towards others and kind of the advice he gives to the crew, he appears to be the perfect type of person to be serving on a mission of exploration. And again, it's why he really stands out. And even still, another aspect that I really enjoy about his character, or his species rather, is really reflected in the kind of multiple partners that the Denobulan species has. It's a very, polyamorous. They have all these polyamorous kind of relationships, and everyone on Phlox's homeworld is eager to explore and experiment with other people sexually, romantically, and Phlox's extension to that kind of goes with the space and cultural exploration. So it seems all very natural to him. So I think because his species was able to do that, they had a very encouraging, in sort of environment that that contributed to how he is, because that's how it is in his home world. His species again seems very immensely likable. And the Denobulans in general are very, again, just likable and kind of different and foreign enough to keep the first generation of humans that are going out into space kind of uncomfortable and sort of on their toes a bit. Definitely one of the best and subtle elements of Enterprise, actually, I would say. And again, I really appreciated now that I don't think I really got when I was older, or I was younger, sorry. Now that I'm older, I sort of do appreciate what they were doing with Phlox and his species in particular. And on the Season 2, Episode 14, episode Stigma, one of the themes explored is Dr. Phlox, and subsequently the Denobulan race, we find out, is polyamorous. So each person has up to 3 spouses, who subsequently has their own 3 spouses, and they have 3 spouses, and so on and so forth. And his wife, Phlox comes aboard to help install a neutron microscope in the medical bay, needing engineer Trip Tucker's kind of help. And then she sort of starts coming on to him, and he confesses to the doctor, he thinks things might get under hand a little bit, and he's really afraid that he's going to make Phlox really mad. But then as they're sort of talking, Tucker's like, you gotta understand, I've been a perfect gentleman. Absolutely nothing's happened. She's making advances, if you know what I mean. And Phlox is like, sexual advances? And Tucker's like, I'm afraid so. Has she offered to give you a rose petal bath? Well, no, nothing like that. And then Phlox, any man would be a fool to ignore the romantic overtures of a healthy Denobulan woman. Don't you find her attractive? Well, sure, no, she's your wife, Well, what does that have to do with it? She's your wife. And then Phlox, of course, goes, oh, nonsense. Nonsense, you're too concerned with human morality. I thought you wanted to learn about new cultures. Isn't that why you joined Starfleet? Why, of course it is, but I was brought up to believe you don't play around with another man's wife. I don't think I'm ever going to change my mind about that. Phlox, as you wish. Your loss. And I just found this sort of little interaction kind of very funny, and it really, I think, fits my viewpoints, to a T. And it's really good to see that Berman Braga kind of kept with Roddenberry's ideal of questioning society's accepted norms. And yeah, Phlox is definitely, I think, sort of meant a lot to me and sort of given me this sort of new inspiration, because I too recently have sort of tried out polyamory, and especially within my Star Trek Facebook group. It's really been a really interesting, I think, wonderful thing so far. I'm someone that, again, has multiple female partners, and again, they're all, trying to work things out, and we're trying to communicate and establish boundaries, and we're talking to one another, and everyone sort of know what's going on. It's been a very progressive, great thing for me, I think. So again, like, I never realized that I'd be relating to Phlox so much growing up. When I was first watching this, I never thought I could really be relating to Phlox in this way at all. And so the fact that I'm sort of have some multiple partners and talking, communicate, it's just really fascinating. So yeah, like, again, I guess kind of why I think Phlox in particular has really means a lot to me, and it really kind of stands out for me. And again, something that I'm like, wow, I just never thought I could be doing this. Like, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty incredible. So again, like, Phlox, I think, too, has a great sense of humor, and it's just a great sort of great balanced character. I think he's a lot better, I think, than Neelix, I think, ever was sort of on Voyager. I think he's sort of a much improved version, I think, of what Neelix could be, or could have been, for sure, definitely. So yeah, again, I really liked, again, Enterprise, how it sort of tackled, again, the aspect of multiple partners. And I don't know if we'll be seeing that in more Star Trek shows in the future. I'm not really sure, but it'd be very interesting to see. And yeah, so there you go. There's my thoughts on sort of Phlox and polyamory. And yeah, I mean, again, I think it'd be interesting to see in the comments below if you identify as polyamorous or poly. What does Phlox mean to you? I'd be very curious to see what you all kind of have to say. All right, well, it's been great talking with you, and I will see you all again next time. All right, take care, and bye-bye.